Can Trump regain America's primacy? President Biden's weak leadership and lack of diplomatic strategy have led to a decline in America's power and influence on the world stage. That's what former US President Donald Trump believes. Our country is being destroyed. Our economy is being destroyed by Biden's inflationary nightmare. Our borders are being destroyed and our values are being attacked. Men are invading women's sports. America is weakened and humiliated on the world stage, he said in a video message to the people of Idaho. Incidentally, Donald Trump easily defeated his rival, former Ambassador Nikki Haley, at party rallies, gatherings of supporters and party members in Idaho, Michigan and Missouri on March 2nd. According to Reuters, Trump beat his last remaining rival in the race for the Republican Party's presidential nomination, Nikki Haley, in all 3 states, and came close to winning the nomination. According to the Michigan Republican Party, Trump beat Haley in all 13 counties where the nomination battle was fought. Overall, Trump received nearly 98% support, 1,575 votes compared to just 36 for Haley. Haley is running out of time to turn the tide in the Republican nomination race. Leading up to Super Tuesday, March 5th, the biggest day of voting in the primaries. Having won in Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, the U.S. Virgin Islands, South Carolina, and the states of Michigan, Missouri, and Idaho, Trump is clearly in the lead in this race. In other words, Trump is increasingly becoming the sole presidential candidate of the Republican Party. And he will likely compete for the American vote with incumbent President Biden. What are the chances of Trump returning to the top spot in the United States? And does he really threaten global stability, as many write and say? Would it be better for everyone on a global and planetary scale if Biden remains in the presidency? One of the well-known American experts expressed his opinion to Caliber.az. Political observer John Valerie said that Donald Trump has no chance of winning. None. Zero. The oligarchs won't allow it. 4 years of his reign has been very traumatic for them. Remember their vicious media campaign and the bogus Kilosiagate investigation against Trump. They made up several criminal cases and charges to put Trump in jail before the election. Such an open political prosecution has never happened before in US history. If that doesn't work, they intend to physically disarm Trump, but, in his opinion, Kamala Harris is likely to be the next president, as Biden is clearly no longer capable of leading the country. She will continue the politics of empire and war that underpins the agenda of the US oligarchy and assert her global hegemony, Valerie said. Analyst and geopolitics and security expert Irina Zuckerman, editor-in-chief of Washington Outsider, believes it is impossible to predict the outcome of the November election at this point. Both candidates are extremely unpopular for a variety of reasons, including age, corruption allegations, policy decisions, image and reputation. Turnout is likely to be low. Ultimately, the key states where voting takes place could end up with either result, depending on the economic and political climate closer to election day. Fuel prices, rising or falling inflation and other factors could play an unexpected role. Depending on the state, if absentee voting leads to a significant increase in early voting, the advantage will be on Joe Biden's side, says one analyst. Presidential election years are also known for October surprises, when political events give a candidate a last-minute boost or unexpected loss, she says. Health issues may arise for older candidates. At the end of the day, Joe Biden's policy positions are predictable whether you like it or not. Trump, on the other hand, is much more extreme in his rhetoric, and his future platform is less clear. Many of his supporters support him because this is his first term as president, but the US is in a different economic and political position now. In addition, many of the Republican officials who restrained Trump's worst instincts, provided valuable advice and implemented some of his best policies will no longer be able to join his team. Most importantly, by breaking down ideological boundaries between parties and appealing to various, once peripheral but now increasingly predominant, isolationist and radical elements, Trump is likely to attract a base of support from independents who are likely to lean toward more stable policies, Especially the only thing he hasn't done is increase it significantly, given the multiple international crises the country has faced. Biden has been criticized for weakness and worse results than Trump's first term, but Trump's increasingly public support for us adversaries, most notably China, means that even some of his staunchest supporters are starting to worry about foreign policy and support Trump, not as a person but in a purely hawkish way. Some may even begin to lean toward a more hawkish stance. Zuckerman notes, if nothing changes between now and November, she believes Biden will have a slight advantage over Trump in the election. Trump has been able to seize power in the Republican Party and get most of the party to support him against their will, but his inconsistency is becoming a noticeable disorganization. Many of his supporters may continue to praise him in public, but just staying home will be enough and could help an incumbent president who is already in a strong position for institutional reasons, Zuckerman said.